Sorry, then I stopped. It was so I'm gonna should I read it or the questions are clear? To read through it, I'm doing it now also, and then we'll do it together. If you want me, I'll read it. Want me to read it?
Yeah.
But from where? Two?
Yeah, two.
Up until okay. Is he permitted to leave and return? So it's continuation. It's continuation to one. Ate a kazayis of bread, and the question is, can you leave your place and return? And the question does not complete itself until you get to 8 for a short period of time. So can I leave and return for a very short period of time? Good question. Okay, so we'll discuss it. Short. Okay, what I'm actually referring to here is like just a minute, just in and out. Yeah. Like someone rings the doorbell and you run outside to get the mail, and then you come right back in. That's actually I'm actually referring to. But yeah, B for a long period of time. In other words, could I leave and return for a long period of time? Meaning I'm leaving for a long period of time. Do I say a new bracha when I return? So I ate a kazayis, I left a different place, I'm returning. Do I say a new bracha on my when I return? 3a. One is eating the foods that after bracha is very nefashos. Then he left to continue in a different room in the same building. Do you say a new bracha? Am I going too fast? No. B. What about? So did I say a new bracha in the new place that I came to? And B is, what about when I return? Do I say a new bracha? C, what if when you return, there's still some friends left on the table? So you left, and you're coming back, and there's still friends by the table. 4a, if one is eating foods that after bracha is very nefashos, and he left to continue eating in a different building. Okay, so 3 was a different room in the same building. 4 is I'm going to a different building, or I'm leaving the building. Do I say a new bracha? What about when I return? Again, see, what if I return, there's still friends left on the table. If one ate mazenas or dates, figs, grapes, pomegranates, olives, wine, enough to say an after bracha, and he left a different room in the same building, they say new bracha. What about when you return? What if when you return, there's still people left on the table? Six, if one ate mazenas, dates or figs, pomegranates, grapes, olives, or wine, less than the amount required that requires an after bracha, and he left a different room in the same building, he's saying in bracha. What if when you return? What if there's some friends on the table? Okay, the questions are clear? Okay. Maybe a few minutes to do it, then we're going to do it together.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, one more time, or we should review it? Yeah? Sure? Yeah?
It's smooth like.
Yeah? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know it's very good. I get it.
Like, I feel like if I'm in a city, they're gonna be like, what to?
We don't expect to notice like that. In every situation, it's very normal that when you're learning halachas and it's new, when it comes practically, you'll get confused. You'll be like, 1 second, I learned this. But 1 second, which category is going to? And that doesn't necessarily indicate a deficiency in your learning, but rather that's, oh, you learn things and now you're trying to figure out how to apply it, as opposed to someone who knows nothing and they're like, oh, what's the issue? They don't even know there's an issue. Like, oh, just say the bracha. They're like, no, 1 second, I learned something. So and then then you have a question, you have a situation. And then you go and then you ask a question to Rav or someone taught you, and say, oh, I learned these halachas, but now how do I apply it? Now you're learning how to take those halachas and apply it in that situation.
Yeah.
So don't expect you in every situation, you know exactly you're gonna have to, and also it's about remembering all the details. It's halachas many times very detailed, and it's not only, it doesn't come to you like that. It's if one is eating bread and you already ate a kazayis of bread, are you allowed to continue eating in a different place? And the question ends with A, the next line, can I continue eating in a different room?
Yeah.
Yes, you can continue eating in a different room. 1 second, no. I saw I wrote no, I'm thinking why I wrote no. What I mean to ask over here is, are you allowed to continue eating? I see the question could be confusing. What is my question? My question is not if you go to a different room, could you eat? Are you allowed to continue? The wording, okay, how did you understand the question? Is my question, could I leave to a different room? Or if I came to a different room, do I say the bracha? How do you understand the question? Am I asking, can I go to another room? Or if I go to the other room, do I say the bracha?
I understood it because I'm in here and then go in there and I continue. That's how I heard.
You already went there.
We're going on the way.
Right, so my question actually is he permitted to continue eating? So my question is, am I allowed to leave this place to go to another room? That's what I'm asking. He's permitted to leave. My question is, am I allowed to leave the place to continue eating in a different room? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
That is, I'm eating here. Am I allowed to, okay, I want to eat over there. Am I allowed to continue? I say, no, you can't leave. Yeah, you can't. That's my question. Are you allowed to?
Yeah, for bread, yeah. You can be.
So if you had intention when you said on Latency that you want to continue in a different room, then you're allowed to leave the room to somewhere else. But if when you said on Latency you had no intention, then you decide, you know what, I want to eat over there. I want to go over there to eat. Then you're not allowed to leave the place. You're connected to the place, and you're not allowed to leave to continue eating in another place. So this is if you're allowed to pick yourself up and go somewhere else. So if you had intention, when you said on Latency, I will continue eating in another place, then you're allowed to pick yourself up and continue eating in another place. The same thing would also be for B. It's the same, there's no difference. Same halacha. Now, C. Do you say a new bracha? Now, my question is, you did leave, but whether you're allowed, you went to a different room, you went to a different building, whether you were allowed or not, because you're only allowed to go if you had intention. Now you went to the other room. Do you say a new bracha? No. D. If you return to your original place, do you say a new bracha? No. Now, E, I did not discuss in class, and I'll discuss it now. In the case when he's not permitted to leave, because he had no intention, but you left anyways. You left. You weren't supposed to leave. You're supposed to stay here because you're connected to your place. You get the bench here. You're not supposed to leave. If you did leave to another place, let me say, go back because you're connected to your place because you're supposed to bench in the place where you ate. We didn't discuss this. So, understand the question? Do you go back or once you're there, just stay there, eat. No bracha. Anyways, what do we say? But we didn't discuss. So, what's your?
I feel like
What would you guess?
it's like, can you say, like, if you wasn't supposed to leave, then like, or you should come back, but then.
Okay, that's the logic of that's our logic, not in terms of Allah, in terms of how we view things in general. Oh, you weren't allowed to leave, so now you're gonna, come back. You were.
But I got feeling that, like, it's not like that.
Right. So the correct answer is that you don't have to go back. You just continue eating in that place, and you bench over there. No, you already said there's no bracha.
You don't want to stop limited. Why
Wasn't allowed to leave.
The thing about about intention. There was the point in saying, like, if you have the intention, you can go.
Right.
If you don't have the intention and you go, it's okay to stay there. Like,
because you're not being that you washed them here, you sent them right to here. This becomes your place,
yeah,
and our require that you bench in the place where you ate, and you are connected to your place, and you're not allowed to leave a place where you ate because you're required to send after bracha here, and you're not allowed to leave a place before you bench because you need a bench here. This is your place. You're not allowed to leave before you bench because you have to bench in the place you ate. Now, but once you left already, so you already transgressed on that. You were supposed to bench here because this is the place you ate, and you already left that place. Now, the only issue is, but you're supposed to bench the place where you eat. Listen carefully, okay? Listen carefully what I'm saying. Now, you're supposed to bench the place where you eat. Now, what's going to come now? So you're going to bench the place you eat. You're going to eat there. In other words, you're not, because you ate here, you're not allowed to leave this place. You're connected to the place. You're not allowed to leave. But you ate here, you're supposed to bench here. You're not supposed to leave. This is your place. Once we left already, we say, 1 second, you already transgressed on that. Our sage just said that you're not supposed to leave before you bench. You're supposed to bench when you ate. You weren't supposed to go to another place before you bench. But you already did that. Now, there's one problem left. That you're supposed to bench in a place where you eat. Listen carefully. You're supposed to bench in a place where you eat. Now, you're in a new place. You don't have to say a new bracha when you eat there. You will eat there, and you don't need to say a bracha, and you will bench in the place where you ate. So you're still benching in a place where you ate. You know what I'm saying? I know it sounds more confusing because your place is here. I'm supposed to bench in the place where you eat. Yes, you're supposed to bench in the place where you eat. And if this is your place, you're not allowed to leave before you bench. I left already. Now you can't fix up what you did. You weren't supposed to leave. Oh, but you're supposed to bench in the place where you eat. It doesn't have to be. It could be that place. So if you eat there, now you will bench the place you ate. This day, you're supposed to bench. Benching is to be where you eat. You will accomplish that in the new place also because you will eat there. So you will be benching the place you eat. Now, you're not supposed to, wait, you weren't supposed to leave this place before you bench. Exactly, but you left already. That you did already. You were supposed to bench here. You weren't supposed to leave before you bench. Because you say you eat somewhere, you're not supposed to leave before you bench. This is the place you wait. You have a requirement to bench here. But once you already left the place, now you already messed up. You weren't supposed to leave this place before you bench. Now, when you already messed up, we have to bench where you eat. Okay, I'll eat there. You'll eat there. You're already there. In other words, you already messed up by the fact that you left your place. Now you want to fix up the fact that you have to bench where you eat. Bench where you eat. You don't have to bench in every place they wait. Bench once. You will eat in the new place. Now you bench there, so you will be benching in the place where you ate. So you're not supposed to leave, but if you left, you don't have to come back. Now, you don't have to come back because you're going to eat it. You can't stay there and bench there without eating. No, you have to eat the kazais and bench there. Got it? Two, are you permitted to leave and return for a short, it goes together, so the whole line, for a short period of time. So here I'm specifically referring, I said before, the doorbell rings, you go outside, get the mail, the UPS, whatever, you come back in, that you're allowed to do. But B, the next line, for a long period of time, you're not allowed to leave and return because we're afraid you might forget to bench. So here it's not a problem of leaving your place. It's very interesting. It's not, if you want to ask me, I don't know what the logic is here. If I leave and return, talking about I might see. If I leave and return, it's not considered uprooting, leaving the place from where I ate because I plan to come back. The only issue over here is we're afraid you might forget to bench because you left your place. You might not come back and you might not bench. It's a different issue, but it's not the same level. So here we say you're not allowed to leave because you might forget to come back. If it's like mamash, you're just stepping out and blah blah rings you ring out, come back in, you're not afraid you're gonna forget because you're coming back right. You're not. But if you're going there for an extended period of time and you're staying there and you stay longer, you might forget to come back to bench. No. Now we're discussing, what is two discussing? Leaving and returning. I'm middle of a meal of a mitzi. I'm leaving, I'm going somewhere. Middle of the supper, I washed. Video up some, whatever it is, you're going to have some event over there. You're gonna be there for a while, and you're gonna come back to finish your supper, your meal. That's wherever you are. That's even the same place. You only have a certain time that after that time you can bench. Right? That's nothing to do with going to another place. That's even the same place. If I eat and I finish eating and I wait too long, I might not be able to bench. So that's in general, that has nothing to do with going to another place. You get what
I'm thinking.
if I was saying.
So I understand that. I'm thinking if there's another place for a long time.
Correct.
Like,
Oh.
you go to
No, a half an hour, 45 minutes, you can still bench.
Okay, fine.
So the saying is that you plan to go there and come back, you're not allowed to leave. Because you might forget to come back, which means you forget to bench. So if it's a short amount of time, doorbell rings in and out,
Yeah.
you're not gonna get the bench. When you're going there and staying there, we're afraid you're gonna forget to bench. When could it happen? It's not common, but it could happen. These are not common things. People don't usually leave in the middle of a supper or middle of a meal, but it could happen. That in the middle of the meal, we're running out. We'll come back in half an hour, still within the amount of time you can bench. There's 72 minutes, but no, you might forget to come back. Like it's,
Yeah.
you might get into what you're doing and you get carried away and then you don't come back and then you don't bench. So you can't leave. You have to bench. Yeah, clear? Okay. So we are up to, where are we at? Oh, C, 2C. Do you say a new bracha when you return? No, that's already included in the previous question. 3, yeah, got it? 3A. If one is eating foods that after bracha is buried in fascists, and he left to continue eating in a different room, make sure you underline the word different room, not a different building, a different room in the same building, very specific. Do you say a new bracha? No, if providing that is the condition involved, you don't say the bracha if you had intention when you said the bracha that you're going to continue eating in another room. What about when you return? It's the same thing. If you had intention that you're gonna leave and come back, you don't say new bracha. Right? But if when he returns, there's still some friends left by the table. So now I'm discussing even if there was no intention when you left. No intention. That you when we said a bracha, you had intention, you leave and come back. No. You leave. Now when you come to the other room, to say the bracha, there's no intention. But now when you're returning and there's friends by the table, they're eating together, now you connect back to where you came from. Now you don't have to say the bracha. You get it? You get what C is doing? What C is doing is that whatever we said before in A and B, going to the other room, you had intention, you don't say no, you don't have intention, you say no. Now C is coming and telling you that if there's friends by the table and you return, so it's very specific. Whereas A and B, we discussed in both directions. You're going to the room, now could I say a bracha there? Could I say a bracha there? What about when I come back? Now we're discussing very specific. Only when you so you're going to another room and you're coming back. So when you come back and there's friends by the table, now you click back to where you were originally. Like before, you were here, you were in the middle of eating. Now it's like continuation. It's not called you don't say the bracha because you're back in this original place with the friends that you were sitting with before. So then you don't say the bracha in the place when you come back. Not in the place where you're going to. The place they're coming back to. And here it doesn't matter. You had intention, you didn't have intention, it doesn't matter. But it's only when you come back and the friends are still there.
But if you return and the friends aren't there, they
Correct. If there was no intention when you left, when you said the bracha, they might leave and come back.
And the different room in the same building is different.
If you're going to a different room and
The same building.
you're returning, you're talking about this
That's
Yeah.
3A.
3A. Okay, 3A, different room, same building.
It doesn't say.
Right. So A and B is the same idea.
Oh, I'm
That-
sorry.
Okay.
Do you say Buffalo? Do you say Buffalo?
Okay, so if there was intent, so 3A, first was the question clear in 3A and B? The question is clear, yeah?
Yeah.
Now, if there was intention, you do not say a new bracha. Meaning when you said the bracha, you had in mind that you will continue eating in another room. You will leave the room and come back. You will walk around, okay, you had intention. Then there is no new bracha. In the new place, in the old place, whatever your intention was. It keeps on extending itself. Let's say the zuzah. You're putting up the zuzah, you say a bracha, right?
Right.
Well, if you ever was involved in putting up mezuzahs, maybe you were. So as a bracha, you put up the mezuzahs. You have a big house, with many mezuzahs. You say one bracha, and you put up on all the mezuzahs, on all the doors. You have to say a new bracha for every door. No, it's continuation. Why? Because you have it in mind, right? But as you finish putting all the mezuzahs, and it doesn't help. Only from the same. That's the same next question. If it's a different building, it won't help. Even if you had in mind, it's not going to help.
Right. I
And
guess.
that's a good question. Why? I don't know. I don't know what the right logic is. But
It'd be possible another.
if you haven't had it in mind, somehow
Yeah.
they felt that a meal is something. They felt no. The logic of a meal is the reason why by mitzi it extends is because you're required to say a bracha in the place you ate. So even when you left, you're still connected to your place because technically there's an obligation to come back to the bench in the place you ate. Even though I said before, you don't have to, but that's because instead of coming back, you're eating there and benching there.
Yeah.
So that's what, so you connect it so there's no bracha. But somehow by food, because you left, it's done. The bracha is over.
Okay.
Even though you go to different building. I'm not sure what the reason is, but that's what Chana said.
It makes you realise that like it's about intention. Like if your mind's not there, like you have to.
Attention is very important.
It's like not
Yes.
just about saying like you know like.
Exactly. And also get into the habit with the Shea Bracha, have in mind that in case you go to another room, and also have in mind that whatever else you decide to eat or drink, because there's a separate set of halachas, which hopefully we'll get to, is I say a bracha on a drink. But now I want to have a piece of chocolate. I didn't have it in mind. Do I say the bracha or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a discussion for itself. I'm saying
Yeah.
if you had it in mind, then it's included. But if you didn't, is it included? Well, was it on the table? When did you decide to have it? While you were drinking the drink, when you finished the drink, there's a lot of details involved.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you get into the habit that when you say the bracha, you have in mind that whatever I'm going to eat, whatever I decide else to eat, should be included. So yeah, so das is important.
But if you don't want to make brothers, like why would we want to make another brothel on the chocolate? Like, well, for my drink, I
Why wouldn't you? Because no, well, if you're required, it's not a problem.
yeah.
But if you're not required, it's questionable. You don't want to get stuck in a questionable situation. And also, we don't increase in brachas that are not necessary. So if you could include, if we said if you could have in mind anything that's here, that's definitely better. We don't try to say unnecessary brachas.
It looks bad, so. Like,
what's the specific case you're referring to?
like if I when I make the brothel, I make my coffee, and there's chocolate on the table, and like whether I have the intention or not, then but like my brothel is the coffee, and then when I have the chocolate, like.
Okay, so you're giving a specific case where it happens to be included because the chocolate is on the table.
Yeah, I'm saying.
It's on if it's on the table, it's included.
Yeah.
But if it's not on the table, then it's not included.
But like I'm just saying, I don't
So-
know if it's like the bluff, but either way, like it seems like it'd be nice to like make another brother.
Yeah, but
Thanks to
but-
again.
but if you know you're having the chocolate, so you already have it in mind. So why? See what I'm saying? If you have it in mind, you have it in mind. If you don't have it in mind, there's no problem saying another bracha.
Yeah.
So it really depends on the situation.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem if you're required to say a new bracha.
Yeah.
That's not an issue. If you're required to say a new bracha, say a new bracha. But there are multiple situations where it becomes questionable. So if you have it in mind, you solve that issue. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just do one more just to complete the Indian over here. Let's do 4 because that's connects. 4. One is eating foods that after bracha is buried in fashions, and he lets continue eating in a different building. So underline different building, very specific. A different building, or you're leaving the building in a way that you're losing sight of your original place. Do you say no bracha? And the answer is,
Yeah.
what's the answer? Yes. When you return, same thing. Yeah, you go there, you say no bracha, you come back. Yeah. No, it's you left and you came back, new bracha. It's the same thing. It's not, oh, I came back to my place.
Yeah.
Because you left, once you leave to a different building, you have to say a new bracha. Now, I came back to my original place. New bracha.
Yeah.
Because you left the place. Now, the difference, the big one difference when you come back, that's C. When you return, you still have friends by the table. Because there's still friends by the table, when you come back, now you don't say a new bracha when you come, because you came back to your original place.
But like, you're in this building, you go over front of the road, and then that's gonna be like, because you went out of the building, like, bracha, over to bracha.
Correct.
Then when you come back, like, you literally forget.
Right.
So when you come back, it's already been like, done, you bracha over there. And then when you come back here, it's like, kind of new situation, like it's not.
Correct, but if there's still people left by the table when you come back,
Yeah.
now you're connecting back to the original place. Because there's still people there and you're coming back, now it's considered that you're coming back to your original setting. Yeah. Correct. It's hard to get exactly the specific logic in every case. But there is a logic there. Because if you're sitting with your friends and you're coming back, so we assume that you're leaving, you want to come back to sit with your friends. So you're sort of connected because you plan to, you're planning to, I don't know if it's not if you're planning to come, it could be only specifically if you're planning to come back. I have to check. I have to check if you're planning to, if it could be, then I have to check. It says if you're planning, but I don't think it's specifically if you plan to come back even. But it could, we'll check that. It doesn't say they were planning, they just left and they came back. Look into it tomorrow. What's the? Often that's what it seems like. It doesn't have to do with intention, but when they come back to the original place, they don't have to say no bracha. Okay.